right. Guess what? It is 2-2. Oh, it's just turned 2-2-3. It was 2-2-2 when I decided that I'm gonna go live and share about this mission, which is our answer towards feminine healing. So super powerful, super powerful. We're gonna talk about this incredible topic today about soulmates. Because there's a lot of nonsense out there in the spiritual communities around this, okay? And I myself have fallen into that trap earlier. But now that I've manifested Ellie into my life, I feel like it's a good place to start talking about it and actually giving others a roadmap to start to understand like how I can actually magnetize this thing into my life, right? All right, cool. I'm gonna share this with the tribe. 1 second. Mhm. Cool. Switching over, changing some settings around. All right. All right, all right. Cool, guys. Awesome. So I've shared it with the tribe. Let me go back to the live chat. Okay, cool. So as we start talking about this topic, I want you to really understand something first and foremost, okay? The first thing for you to understand in terms of this topic is that nothing is random, okay? And if you think and live in this mentality where you understand, hold on, so I gotta take calls, right? Hello, अच्छा मी 3:30 তে আস 3 3টে হ্যাঁ okay. Cool. So nothing is random, right? Nothing is random in this world. And if you live in this idea that things are happening randomly, things are happening chaotically, that's not the truth. The truth is everything is quantumly entangled, right? Champ pack, let's go. Right? So first of all, we want to understand nothing is random. That's wishful thinking. Okay? Cosmic architecture. You didn't just stumble into this body, this family, this heartbreak, this twin flame circus. You signed up for it backstage before the curtain even rose. Yeah, so even that emotionally constipated ex you thought was the one contracted. Your wild, unhinged mother, soul assignment. That best friend you had a weird soul moment with, mirror fragment. You see? So we don't just meet people in this life, we remember them over and over and over and over again. Different faces, same frequencies. You see, the matrix loves to reshuffle. It's constantly reshuffling. Okay? The actors wear new masks, but the script, the emotional pattern, the loop, that's on you, baby. And here's the real kicker. Most of y'all are trying to call in the perfect partner while still cosplaying your trauma avatar. Of course, your vibe's summoning temporary placeholders instead of destiny shakers. So if you want the beloved, you become the beloved. You stop rehearsing heartbreak in your energy field like it's your one-hit wonder album. Okay? You stop acting like a washed-up celebrity because you're not. Because you're not. Stop dragging your past into your present and calling it a lesson. Let me drop this gem right here. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are, right? And a lot of you know this statement, but for the new people watching, you have no clue that you attract what you are. So if you've been cycling through the same lovers, the same arguments, the same dead end dynamics, that's your programming running on loop like an AI glitch in the Akashic records. And the good news is the moment you cleave the crust off of your consciousness, right? The moment you choose new archetypes, shift timelines, own your projection powers like a sovereign shapeshifter that you are. The cast changes, it rearranges, the stage transforms, the story upgrades. So no, your soulmate didn't ghost you. You ghosted your growth. So if you're ready to unhaunt yourself, to deprogram the false lights, and call in your actual energetic equals, then welcome to the metaphysical dojo. We are Primal Sutra. Okay. So go polish your mirror because your real partner is waiting in the next reflection. Okay. So cue incense, drum roll, right? Black wolf in the background howling like Freya is a wolf. Okay. Uncle Makara enters the void. Okay. Different special effects happening, just like in the background, you see these clouds of psychedelic smoke behind me. Okay. One of the deepest yearnings of an awakening being is to not awaken alone. Right? Facts. Mad facts. You've been meditating, clearing karma, cleansing crystals, but still feel that ache for the real ones. Not the karmic clones, not the trauma bonded bozos, right? I'm talking about your soul syndicate. So there's many levels to this thing, right? Level one is the frequency family, the vibe tribe, right? These are your Dharma crew. You meet them and it's like, yo, we've been besties since Lemuria. You don't even have to ask, right? Your cells already recognize each other and they mirror your mission, your passions, your memes, your madness. Your energy dances like twin serpents around the same flame. Sympathy in alchemy, resonance in physics, dharma in motion, right? So these bonds are very easy, they're expansive, they're electrifying, but they're not the whole picture, okay? There's level two, the galactic ops team and the soul family, right? Not all your kin are human. Some are just chilling in Sirius B, some shapeshift in dreams, some are just, beam light codes when you're brushing your teeth. This is like your multidimensional tech support, right? Some are guides, some are watchers, some just hover till you stop dating narcissists, right? You'll feel them before you understand them. And once your psychic Wi-Fi is stable, okay, you'll channel them like an intergalactic DJ, like I do every week, okay? Today we have a channeling for adepts only. It's going to be very, very powerful. It's a surprise who it is, okay? Level three, the monad merge. Soul, this is like your core soul echoes, okay? Now we're talking about the oversoul headquarters. This isn't family, though. This is your fractal self. Level three is the monad merge. So that means that you split into 1,000 different soul streams, dancing through different lifetimes. Okay? When you meet one, then the mirroring is surgical. You evolve like a time-lapse lotus in the mirror in their eyes. This is the level where you either ascend or you implode. There's no middle ground, right? Rare, raw, revelatory. Level four is the contract cast, your improv trial. This is where the karmic soap opera gets juicy. Okay? Your ex, that was just a soul contract with a slap clause. Your mom's emotional chaos, it was a signed agreement, right? Challenge me till I crack open, please. Okay? You wrote it from before. So don't even stress it when it comes up. Okay? All right, sure. Right? Predetermined. Sure. It's presupposed. Let me own it. Even that barista that triggers you every morning that you get your coffee, right? Micropact. Micropact. It's not a macro pact, but still, why are you going to that same barista? There's got to be some loop that you're in, right? Some people, they go to one bar over and over again. That becomes their portal. That's their Stargate. You guys get that? All right, it's not a very nice Stargate because it's going into lower frequencies, but it's still a Stargate, right? So soul family plays their role from love, but the karmic family, they play their role from the wound. So this is how you'll differentiate between the two, right? So people will teach you through friction. That's because they're your evolution accelerators. You'll hate them, you'll thank them, you'll transcend them. Okay? So karmic connections are not soul family. I think I've made this very clear. Don't get it twisted, right? Soul family comes to evolve. Karmics come to break your illusions. So your soulmate lifts your spirit up. The other stabs your ego till you stop identifying with it. Okay? Karmics aren't evil. They're just unconscious coworkers in the soul office. They didn't even know that they signed up, right? They're just out here triggering the NPCs coded in your shadow. So you're the lead actor in your life movie. This is the way that I like to think, okay? I have this book called TPM. You can get it on Amazon, okay? I live like this. I understand that I am the lead actor in my own life's movie. My soul family are co-stars. The star family is the directors. The monad is the production house. And the karmics are the villains you secretly cast to wake you up from the divine, to wake up the divine rebel within, right? So stop getting homesick for chaos and start magnetizing the crew who remembers your real name, right? A lot of people, they want the Holy Grail. What is the Holy Grail? Beauty, love, and depth. And there's a formula for that, okay? The Holy Grail of real attraction. Number one, look. Radiance isn't optional, okay? Shred the weight, ditch the position, stop hiding in your excuses, okay? You can't embody divine masculinity or femininity if you move like a drained battery. So get your face, your body, your style, your smell, all in sync with your spirit. This is the next step, right? Do I smell like my spirit? Not always. Not always, right? Sometimes it's just nasty, okay? But then I got this specific cologne because I asked my deities which one I should get, right? And they gave me some kind of a luxury brand. I don't even know what it is, but I trusted that, right? I trusted in that. So that's why I'm able to, hey, the actual soulmate is here. Hey there, Ellie. Good to have you on here. Notice how Ellie just, she shares so much love in each of my videos. That's like that divine feminine, energy of acceleration that I need at times to just like, boom, do the next thing, right? And keep that energy going forward. So radiance is an optional, number one. Number two, confidence is the currency of the soul. So I know I used to talk about fake it till you make it. Now it's remembering your real self. You either know your worth or you beg for scraps. So confidence isn't just charm. It's competence plus embodiment. I think a lot of people forget this. Competence is just a confidence, right? No, it's embodiment as well. So yeah, go and get rejected, get real, get raw. The world respects a man or a woman that's unshakable in their truth, even barefoot in botanical gardens, okay? I went to the botanical gardens, I think a while back, and I just started walking around. I was the only guy without shoes. Um, but yeah, you got to do that sometimes. You got to shake it up, you know? Can't live in just the same normie reality. Sometimes you just got to go out into nature and let nature teach you, right? Bay knows. She knows. You go into nature and absorb the lessons, the blessings from there, right? So if you can't deliver, you're not going to put out the energy of deservingness, right? So you no more excuses. You got to perform spiritually, socially, sensually. Learn your body. Learn more, right? Tantric mastery is way better than cheap bravado. Emotional openness is way better than porn-fed numbness. Okay? So the girl doesn't want you. She wants the you who showed up for his own soul. She wants the you that did the reps. I killed my victim voice, right? I built a life worth sharing. I stopped looking for rotations. I started becoming the sanctuary. So she'll only love you more than you love yourself when you finally love yourself fully. Now, go lift something, cry deeply, learn Tantra, unclog your soul from your arteries. And remember, your future partner isn't attracted to your potential, they're attracted to the person who's already embodied it. So you're not chasing reality, you're projecting it from the inside out. So this is not just a dream, you're letting your damn current power it. So if you think you're some tiny flicker in God's candle, no, 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 you are the sun, you are part of that source, right? Creation is done and finished, signed, sealed, delivered. So you're not here to build it, you're here to tune into it. Your only job is to get your frequency right. That's it. Attuned to love, to truth. That's what I do every single day. I try to, at least. I try to maintain that. It's not always easy. It's not. We're humans, But still, we have deeper challenges as mystics. Okay. And we know there's difficulty, but there's also royalty, an inner grounded royalty that knows I don't chase, I align. I used to chase, okay? Now I align. Now follow my truth. Are you aligned with your lack or your legacy? Are you aligned with your doubt or your divine dominion? Are you aligned with your fantasy fears or your faith-fueled fire? Because you don't manifest them from effort, you manifest them from identity. So you're not a bench warmer in this life. You're not just the backbencher. You're the cosmic quarterback calling plays for galaxies. You are the spiritual athlete. Every thought is a brushstroke. Every belief is a spell. Every breath is a big bang in miniature form. Okay? So pause, be still, align, and let the finished masterpiece of your soul paint itself across this dreamscape. Because you are not the seeker. You are the signal. You are not the one asking for signs. You are the sign. So let the false light teachers keep selling hustle and confusion. You remember, you are Christ consciousness clothed in stardust. You are the dreamer dreaming wide open. So enjoy the ride, creator. It's already yours. The mind, it's just a hand-me-down beliefs and costume. The you're never born, never dying, right? Just freedom playing dress up. And the feeling that you need to try, to fix, to change, that's all part of this dream. Part of Vishnu's dream, okay? But the wholeness is hiding in plain sight, and you're already it, yes. Even when you're scrubbing toilets, even when you're eating meat, okay? Even when you're not meditating, no need to kill the ego. It was never real to begin with. So relax. Let the laundry be folded or not. Let the wind blow and the thoughts pass like leaves. This isn't performance. This is paradise pretending to be ordinary. You're not half a soul waiting to be completed. That's a wrong frame of mind in terms of soulmates. You're already whole. You already have been. And if you're chasing someone to fill a void, you'll keep attracting people who reflect the same emptiness. So stop searching for the one and be the one, okay? And be Neo, right? Be the one. Live your purpose. Do what lights you up. That's the magnetic field. And your soulmate, they'll feel your energy on the other side and they'll orbit into your life like gravity. Okay? So you become the beloved. And if you're stuck in a job that you hate, you know, maybe you're playing small, you're just waiting for love to make you feel worthy, you're going to attract people who are outsourcing their happiness. So this is how it works. So the deeper you love yourself, the easier it is to receive someone who mirrors the love back. Okay? Not because they complete you, but because they meet you fully as another whole being. Okay? So if you're still asking, where's my soulmate? Start by looking in the mirror. Start by looking in the mirror because that's your first love. It's always been you. And that slowly starts to morph and transcend into one stream. And then when the streams meet up and match up, you can bring that through. Bring that energy through, right? You got to attune to each other's energies. But that's only when I'm living at my fullest, then it's like a little more magnetism is coming through, right? Of these souls to potentially meet. But everything is set. Everything is predestined, predetermined. You know, it's written in a script. You already decided it. So if you're like, I have a deadbeat dad, he never showed up for me, you wrote that in the script of your movie, right? Before you incarnated. So you knew that this would push you towards a spiritual path. You knew from beforehand that this is what you would be doing. And to live like this, you understand nothing is random. Okay? Yes, random things will happen at times, but we don't know God's plan all the time, right? We're in our intuition and we got to work through that thing, right? Using our intuition with our intelligence is the real, like, difficulty. All right. Any questions? You're welcome. Champ pack, champed out. All right. No questions. Cool. All right. Cool. So this is the energy I want you to understand, okay? I want to explain this concept. Not everybody's going to get it, okay? But those that do get it, I want you to understand something, okay? You got the charger. The charger is the yantra. Yantra means geometry, okay? The structure of what already is, right? It's just when you're an advanced monk, a meditator, you see those fractals and those patterns. That's why we look directly at a yantra when meditating or a mandala when meditating, because it's all geometry. Are we getting this? So you've got the charger, you've got the password. The password is the mantra, the mind instrument, right? So the mantra is the sound, the password that unlocks the sound frequency. The operating system is Tantra itself. And then the wisdom, the downloads that you get is the Sutra. Are we getting this? Right? So it's time to override the matrix of mediocrity. Flow, fight, transcend, repeat, you know? We got to tap into this understanding. It's powerful, right? So yantra's the geometry, mantra's the sound, tantra's the science, sutra's the wisdom. Okay? Yantra's the map, mantra's the code, tantra's the path, sutra's the truth. Are we getting this? I have the map. I'm going to notice, oh, the map is the form, right? It's form. It's taken over from formlessness. There's taken on some form, some geometry, some code, some structure. And from that, we can access that yantra through the mantra, right? Through the sounds. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. I'm now creating a frequency sound that I'm sending out, right? Now, the best one you can do for love is Kamadeva's mantra. So you can look up Kamadeva, Kamadeva, okay? He's one of the deities that I work with in my sacral. He's the Hindu god of love, right? Hindu Cupid. So this energy, if you really listen to that mantra, you will magnetize this energy, okay? You will magnetize this energy. So really start to understand once you're tapping into that mantra, and you can listen to it as well. I know it has a similar effect, but actually saying it, I know it's a bit difficult for Westerners to pronounce the Indian Sanskrit mantras, but if you can do it, it's very powerful, okay? Just push yourself, do it. So once you have that, then you have, the tantras and the science. So that means it's the actual, so tantra is a stretch instrument. So it's like the movement, the practices of being able to be an alchemist, to tantrically weave things, to merge with things, right? So this is the method. This is like the pathway, right, of doing things. As you've said the mantras and the sounds, now your path is starting to form in front of you, right? And then you move with the essence or the truth, which is the sutra. So what is the primal sutra? Source code essence, right? Source code essence. That's really what Primal Sutra is the primordial Om before manifestation, right? That understanding. And if we can tap into that, it's going to make us feel ultra powerful, okay? Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it, brother. All right? So this is really what we're creating, is this frequency bandwidth, right? Let's see what the Kamadeva mantra is. Let's see, okay? Got to do it consistently, right? Maybe even do it when you're in that sleepy state before sleep, okay? That's the time your brain's like a sponge, yo. You got to activate that state, okay? A lot of people they just fuck around on their phone during that time. You can listen to subliminals, affirmations, right? Different things that actually prime you in that theta, like sleepy state, okay? Om Kamadeva Vidmahe Pushpabanya Dhimahe Tano Anage Prachodayat. Okay? Listen to that one. Om Kamadeva Vidmahe Pushpayanaya Dhimahe Tano Anaga Prachodayat. Okay? Om is the universal sound. Kamadeva Vidmahe is we contemplate on Kamadeva, the god of love. Pushpa Banaya Dhimahi. It means who wields the bow of flowers. Indian Cupid, right? To inspire and guide us towards union, divine union. That's what we're saying. So if you're chanting this, you want to chant it from love and openness, right? Don't chant this from lack, okay? Because it's not really going to hit. It's not going to hit. So first of all, prime yourself to visualize your soulmate, not as something missing, but as someone who's already vibrating with your frequency on their way home. They're finding their way back home. So it's like if you light a candle and you offer rose petals and things like this, that's just extra for Kamadeva, okay? We aren't saying you have to do that. You get to do that. You choose to do that, okay? So speak to him like a friend that understands your own play of purpose and passion. And once you do this, you create the frequency to pull in this natural loving essence, okay? And it's very powerful. And don't use it as a ritualized tool without forgetting the divine, okay? It's not witchcraft. It's accessing the divine through strategic metaphysics, okay? So really start to understand, if you're chanting this, by the way, 108 times if you want. If you want to do that, go for it, you know? It's a nice challenge for people, you know? It's a really nice challenge for people. And I think it creates a portal, honestly. It creates a magnetic bridge for you to work with this love energy. That's super powerful. Super powerful. Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? I'm just going to end maybe with a card pull. Okay. Let's end with a card pull. Yep. Because I got to get going soon to work. Man, you see? Freya again. Illusions are being revealed and released. Good. All right. So let's tap in. The question we're asking to the Nexus is, we're asking, what is most going to help our path working in the adepts of Primal Sutra to best magnetize their loving counterparts? What is the one code that we need to hear that will unlock that Venusian love energy for us? This one. Perfect. It's a perfect card for this. Raman Sita. And it says soulmate connection, romantic opportunity. Okay. So that means if you do this visualization with me right now, your anahata, your heart chakra, is now basically, I want you to visualize that Krishna, the god Krishna, is in your heart space right now. Out of that energy, there's Ram and Hanuman around. And Sita gets magnetized to Ram's energy. So have Rama in your heart space and have him almost like hold down. Now, you can do it if you're a female watching, you can do it with Sita as well, or you can do it with Parvati. Okay, any counterpart works for you. If you work with a different pantheon, you can do it with the Nordic pantheon, okay? Freya and Odin, okay? Like this. So find some divine counterpart. For myself and Ellie, we were going to use Sanat Kumara and Lady Venus, okay? So what I would do is I would just imagine Sanat in my center, right? And as he's fully charging up like a Super Saiyan, the feminine Shakti energy is being pulled towards it, right? Or this Shiva essence or container, if you're a woman listening, is forming around it, right? Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Yeah. So very, very powerful, this practice, okay? Krishna Radha you can do as well, okay? So hold Krishna's energy in your heart, and then you'll feel Radha's energy kind of magnetizing around it, right? Radhe, Radhe. The direct contact towards Krishna's energy, right? Oh man, I can't contact him. I guess I'll go to Radha. Okay. Oh, I can't get to Shiva. Maybe I'll go to Batu Bharava, right? So it's like we have to find the swiftest code for us at times. And this is what these Vedic understandings teach us. Okay. So as I was speaking about yantra being the map, mantra being the code, tantra being the path, sutra being the truth, right? Now we have a proper mechanism and an understanding for this thing. Okay. And I've been working on this. I might expand this because this was after the Wade conversation I had. And also, I've been noticing the power of the Vajra. Now, if you guys don't know what the Vajra is, okay, let me just show you guys. All right. This is a Vajra. Okay. And notice they're little Makaras, okay, clasped around it. Interesting, huh? So this was originally Indra's weapon that the Buddha had twisted the prongs to make it a sacred ritual object. So I use this actually during my meditations, and I'll hold it in different ways through my hands, through different mudras. And as I do this, I start to access some of these codes. Now, I don't know exactly the mechanisms of how this works. I still have to ask my father around this because he's the real Vajrayana practitioner. However, at the same time, I love the feeling of this, being able to just like have a ritual object in my hands, you know, and making it a part of my moving dynamic meditation, right? I could sit with it and meditate, but I can also move it around, right? Which adds to the specific code because I'm using it during my prayers, during my rituals and meditations. So why not amplify it with a ritual object lens? I mean, it's just effective. You know what I mean? Like that's how I'm thinking about it. I'm not thinking this is some old ancestral object that I must, you know, cultivate with my dude. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? Just feel into the realness and the depth of some of these things, right? Just feel into the resonance of it. Then you can start to understand, okay? I want to share because someone else was also saying something very interesting recently. I commented on one of his posts, I think. Yeah, whatever, man. This guy. So he was saying your thoughts are your frequency, your emotions are your amplitude, your body's the antenna, and your attention is the dial, right? So if your thoughts are your frequency and you have low frequency thoughts all the time, guess what? It's going to affect your amplitude or your emotions, how it's going to amplify, right? So the emotions then amplify those negative thoughts into your physical body, which is picking up a signal. And now your body's scared, it's tense, right? It's afraid. Then your attention becomes constricted in horse blinders. You can't see the full picture because your thoughts are negative. Do you guys get this? Okay. So this is why positive thinking overrides all of this stuff. When you think positive, you bring in a positive frequency, then it charges up the amplitude and sends it out and broadcasts it. Your body recognizes there's serotonin and anandamide, right? All these great hormones inside of you. And eventually your attention starts to go more towards your peripheral. So you feel the safety, right? So really regulate your nervous system. That's really the code, right? A lot of us, we use sounds to do this, okay? So frequencies and sounds are very, very effective because you could just put on headphones and tap in, okay? I also found, by the way, a Sedona throat chakra tone specifically through the Sedona portal, okay? I might send that over to Adams, or I might even share it in a special group where we have the actual people showing up for the event too. But yeah, that'll be really, really powerful. Okay, that'll kick things off. And so yeah, let's get it. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for tapping in. This was a good one. Okay, I think everybody wants to learn about this topic. I think at some level, everybody's like, how do I find my soulmate, right? So it's like a really big topic, and so I'm glad that I covered it from various angles, different levels. Thank you so much, guys, for tapping in. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. You got this. We got this. Upward Spiral Gang. Let's go. Let's get it, guys. Speak soon. Okay, let's go.